Hey folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. So I played Band on the Run just then, Paul McCartney tune, one of my favourite tunes. I love that tune, it's beautiful. I actually played this for the 100th episode of Guitar Daily, when I got to 100 days of consecutively doing this, and that was one of the tunes I just happened to play. It was one at the forefront of my mind, so I played it, and I had a question from someone saying, can I break down what I was doing in it, because they really enjoyed it. So I was like, sure, why not? So I thought that's what I'd cover today. So Paul McCartney, apparently Paul McCartney played all those guitar parts. They're just awesome on the recording. I don't know what happened, but for some reason a lot of the band got fired and he did the album in Jamaica or somewhere like that. And he ended up playing a lot of the guitar parts. I didn't know that, but they're really cool guitar parts. But the first bit I'm playing is that intro line. I should tell you a funny story about this in a minute too. And that's just like the guitar part, right into a D major 7. I'm playing at the 10th fret, D and A and D. Slides up. It's very R&B soul kind of guitar part, right? And then the next bit I played was kind of a bit of the string line. I think it's strings or synth or something. And I kind of held the chord underneath. And then the next bit. Right, which is a G major 6, 1, 1, 3, 6. Right, and here the string line or synth or whatever it is goes. Right, so I played a bit of that and then it's back to that first line. Right, and then this is my favorite bit. Right, open D. What's happening there is it's essentially D major again, but G minor 6 to G minor. Really pretty parts. I really like those. So those are some good ones that I kind of incorporated. So my whole thing of like these sort of arrangements, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hear where the melody is, all the supporting parts, and I try and play something that kind of fits all of them. And I remember I took a lesson with this guy, Paul Bollenbach, really great jazz guitar player, and Paul, about solo guitar, and Paul said one of the important things is that you just have something going all the time, right? Be it a bass line, be it a melody line, be it a chord, whatever. As long as something's happening all the time with solo guitar, it's fine. So that's what I'm looking at, right? What can I incorporate? So you see, even with that intro bit, that's a guitar bit. This is a string bit, because otherwise I'd just be holding a held chord. And then back to, and then of course I'd just be holding a chord if I just played the guitar part, but I'm going, right? And so then when it goes into the first bit, verse bit, the melody's something like that. I mean, I was doing this from memory, and I'm still doing it from memory. I haven't really sat down with the recording and tried to figure it out. I'm doing it as I hear it. So this is the top of the chord. Right, and then the next chord. It's just G major 7. So it's D major 7 to G major 7, right? You could play it like that, or you could go, I think I might have gone, which is just to a G6-9, G, E, A, D, G, right? And then, and there I'm just using inversions of a D major 7. So I've got a D major 7 with an A on the top and an A on the bottom. So you could say that was, what would it be, 1, 3, 5, so second inversion. And that's just the same thing, but a different voiced with the 7th on the top. And that voicing there is a G major, but I'm thinking of it as fourths. So from an A, which is the 9th, I'm going up a 4th, and then up a 3rd. So you could call that a so what voicing. That's something I'll get into another day. Don't worry about that. which is a series of fourths plus a third on the top. We'd call that a solo voicing. Don't worry about it for now. And then whatever that bit is. Alright, and then a 5 chord to get me back to finish. Might have played that chord, or can't remember what I played on the end. Probably something down here. Maybe something like that, right? And the idea of what I was thinking there is just to wrap it up, right? Because it goes, that song actually goes into another part. Which I love those parts too. There's some really cool guitar parts in the next bit, compositionally. I mean, MacCartney's a genius, right? But those are a different flavour from that intro, and I thought the intro bit and that first verse bit are really the bit that kind of all feel like they're part of one flavour, so that's what I stuck to. The funny story I was going to tell you, right? So I played this with an orchestra one time on a New Year's Eve show, and the conductor, funny guy, I won't mention who it was, but he said after we played it the first time, he said to the orchestra, he goes, when Nick plays that intro, this bit, he said, all I want to do is take all my clothes off. And I remember like cracking up laughing, and all the orchestra laughed too. It was completely inappropriate, but it was bloody funny. And that's the sort of guy he is. He doesn't take things too seriously, which I appreciated, you know what I mean? But yeah, every time I play that intro, he wants to take all his clothes off. So I was like, okay. Don't. Please. Maybe that's the power of music, right? And of course there's all those other guitar parts which are great, but these are just the ones that I included in this song. And if I was going to take a solo on it, I'd probably do something like, so here we go. So I'd set up a loop, and it would just be the D to the G and then D to the G minus 6. So I'll show you this. And I'm looking for like the notes that speak against those chords, the nice melodic ones. So I'm looking for the notes that speak against those chords. I'm looking for the notes that really kind of get my point across, and always trying to be melodic, right? That minor 4 chord is always an interesting thing. Maybe that's something I do in a future lesson. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's something I should cover in a future lesson. I'm happy to. Otherwise, I hope this has been useful to you, and if it has, then please subscribe. If you don't like it, then hit the dislike down thumb twice. To let me know how much you really don't like it. Otherwise, share this with people who you think might be into this sort of stuff and want to learn from this. I post every day here on YouTube, so there's new stuff coming every day. So if there's something you like today, then probably it's going to be something similar tomorrow. So please subscribe. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.